Welcome back, everybody, to Grand Tactician, Civil War. I'm Grandpa Gaming, and this is episode 8 of our Union Spring of 61 campaign in version 1.12. So, first things first, we do have a new viewer unit to add in here. They are currently in Tradoc. And that is the Cyclone Blacksmiths out of Iowa, currently led by Joseph Barnes. I'm not sure which command they're going to be heading to yet, but as soon as they're ready to go, they will be getting sent out immediately. And I also did transfer the Death Hussars, which were out in First Corps in the Western Theater since it's been so quiet there. I have now transferred them to the newly created 4th Cavalry Division of 3rd Corps, which is under the command of Patterson. Division's under command of Lovell. So they are transferring there right now, and they'll be there in about 20 days. And just as a reminder, if you are a viewer of this channel and you are subscribed, you don't even have to be a member, just be subscribed, and you're like a brigade in one of my armies, please let me know in the comments below type of unit, state it's from, weapons, uniforms, and officers, and I will oblige on all counts if possible. Well, moving on from there, we do have quite a bit here to add to the historical record for the campaign. So just as a reminder, these videos are chaptered, and this might take a little while. We do have some good long ones here. So skip ahead if you'd like, or hang on and listen. A letter from Halver Wester, Cyclone Blacksmiths. My sister Christina, please share this letter with Mar and Farr and the others. After our classes and names, we retold fishing stories from when our families lived in Norway. Our longing to go on adventures before we settled on the Iowa land had us agree to join the Army and use our learnings. So we volunteered to join the Army. Except Lukey Munson, he is going to Decorah and study the Bible, then join us again to keep us safe from the Pope's girls and the Pope's teaching. We have heard these 3 ideas for where we will go. We could go to Rock Island to build an arsenal, a place to store guns and bullets. We may go to Cairo, Illinois, near the south, to build a fort. It is very swampy there, where the Ohio meets the Mississippi River, and I hope we do not spend our time laying clay drainage tile like we have done in the wetlands around Story and Hamilton counties. The battles around Washington so filled the newspapers and Sunday afternoon talks that I would like to be sent to the District of Columbia to build many forts. I read that free men are ready to build, but need our learn to make strong, solid, and safe structures. I would like to learn even more from one of those West Point trained engineers as we do our work to save Mr. Lincoln and the Capitol. Tell Moore we are not going to battle, so no Viking. Please repeat that Lukey will give us services every Sunday to reassure Mar. Also, tell the Norwegian girls we will return to our farm in just 2 years. Your brother, Halver Wester. From the diary of MCM Gregg, Commander, Pennsylvania Regulars. 18 October of 1861, 2100 hours. My promotion to colonel has come down from the War Department, and General McDowell informed me at around 0800 this morning, advising that I get my uniform insignia updated. I went and saw Lieutenant Mahan, 1st Pennsylvania Quartermaster, and asked that he take care of it. Came back an hour later with my coat and congratulated me on the promotion. Around 1000, our scouts returned this morning from across the Potomac, reporting that the rebel army of Virginia was moving north towards Washington. The report was passed back to General McDowell, who ordered the army to stand to. I ordered my scouts to move out to screen for the army and report back on enemy movements. After sunset, we could see rebel fires about 2 miles off from our line, and orders came down to stand to at 0500 to prepare for an enemy attack at first light. 19 October, 1861, 0445. The engineers had been working on breastworks all night, and sleep was fitful at best for the men. All the troopers were up and in position, waiting for Johnny Reb to make his attack. We held a middling position between Carberry and Left Fork Road in the tree line overlooking an orchard. No sign of Rebs making ready for an attack. There has been no movement in the rebel camps for several hours. I have a picket line from the 14th, 100 yards ahead of the brigade's main position. They have not reported any contact. 19 October 1861, 2000 hours. The day's fighting has ended and the Rebs are whipped for today. Our skirmishers engaged with the Rebs around 0830 this morning, and the fighting only got more intense as the day drew on. We were to ride around the right flank of the Rebs and come in on their rear at 0915 with orders to attack rebel artillery positions at my discretion. As we rode towards the enemy's rear, some brigades of rebel infantry moved past. shattered, and we let them pass unmolested. We charged 2 batteries of enemy guns around 10:30, routing them and taking some prisoners and their guns, before moving on to support the Army's now crumbling left flank, charging into Anderson's brigade, shattering them and taking another rebel battery. On the day, we captured 600 rebels and 12 enemy guns. 10 November 1861. Once again, the rebels are marching north towards Washington. This time it's the Army of Maryland. Apparently, they have not had enough of a whooping the last 2 times. We are heading into battle once again for the 3rd time around Washington. My boys stand ready to take the fight to the enemy, and my scouts are out shadowing the enemy columns. 11 November 1861. The rebels made their attack around 1000 this morning, and we held our position on the Army's left flank. At 12:30, we were ordered into action and moved to charge into the enemy's right flank, routing several enemy brigades before the enemy started to fall back en masse. We fell back after being counter-charged by an enemy cavalry brigade while we were still engaged with the 1st Enemy Cavalry Brigade. We were ordered into reserve position for the rest of the day. 18 December 1861. The Army of Maryland has come back to attack Washington once again. We are now in the 3rd Cavalry Division under Major General William B. Franklin and have been ordered to take up positions on the Army's left flank to cover the fords. The other brigades of the division are still mustering and should arrive within the next 60 days. Around 1600, a rebel cavalry brigade engaged in main line and quickly fell back as the rebel infantry of Hardee's corps approached. We held our position until 1630. When Stewart's cavalry brigade rode into view, I ordered the men to mount up and charge the rebel cavalry, which we outnumbered quite heavily. I estimate 3 or 4 to 1. We made quick work and drove the rebel cavalry off without too many losses. We received orders to move back into reserve position to support the infantry line and arrived there around 1900. 19 December 1861. Around 0900 this morning, we rode around the rebels' right flank and rode into the enemy reinforcement column, while the main line advanced into the rebels and drove them back. We dispatched 2 batteries and captured their guns. Some of the men dismounted to take over the guns, but were quick to remount when an enemy infantry brigade charged into our lines. The enemy soon retreated in good order. 22 December 1861. We thought the enemy would remain quiet this close to Christmas, but it appears they are once again itching for a fight as the Army of Virginia is once again making their way toward Washington. My boys are out keeping tabs on the Rebs, and the rest of the brigade has stayed with the Army to act as a screen. We were ordered to stay around the Ray farm along the Milkhouse Ford Road to the Army's extreme left flank. At around 1300, Major General Franklin took it upon himself to order the regulars to support the main army. We could hear the intense fight about 2 miles off, but outside of us. But the fighting did sound intense. We arrived at the Army's last known position around 1400 and rode into an absolute mess. One of the infantry divisions was completely routed, and the other division was engaged in intense action while attempting to hold the position. Seeing the fate of the Army falling apart and without orders from McDowell or Franklin, I ordered the regulars forward into the fight. Heavens above did we arrive just in time. We rode to the left flank and charged the rebel brigade in our front. The men let out a mighty battle cry as we charged, and before we knew it, we had routed the 1st Brigade. Seeing another of the infantry brigades breaking, we rode into the 2nd Brigade, and then the next, and the next, until finally, we'd ridden down the entire enemy line and routed every single brigade. We saved the Army. Franklin finally caught up to us and commended the men on their fighting spirit and personally commended me for my initiative. I have not seen hide nor hair of McDowell since the battle. It seems he isn't man enough to thank the man that saved the Army from his undoubted blunder. Reports are still coming in. By yesterday that we captured, wounded, or killed over 1,000 rebels. 24 December 1861. President Lincoln came and spent some time with the Army this Christmas Eve, joining up for a meal that he had the White House staff prepare. After the meal, the President came and sought me and my commanders out personally and thanked us for our actions in the last battle. After which he addressed the entire brigade in front of Franklin McDowell and informed me that my promotion to Brigadier General was already put across his desk and he had signed the papers. Before he left, he presented me with new colors for the brigade. We are now officially known as the Pennsylvania Mounted Guards. After the day's celebrations, we received orders to move to Franklin, Maryland, and to make our winter quarters there. A letter from Private James Anderson, 50th Iowa River Boys, 3rd Regiment, Company A. Dear Pa, I'm writing this to you and not Mom because we got into a real scrap just a few days ago. But that is not the reason why I'm writing you. That is to do with when we went over the battlefield collecting our wounded and dead, I came across William and Uncle John. I'm still looking for little Tom, but I haven't come across him. I pray he is still alive. William might be going home since they had to amputate his left arm, and Uncle John got lucky with dust a bullet grazed his legs. If I find a little Tom, I'll make him write to you, but please tell Ma not to worry about us, and let me know we love her. Signed, your loving son, Private James Anderson. Postscript. Pa, as I was writing this, little Tom walked back into camp. A letter from Corporal James Ekins, Black Hoof Regiment. My dear Samantha, oh how I miss the sound of the babbling creek among the rhododendron of our farm. The hills at home are not a whole lot different than the ones in Texas. The foliage is totally different and sparse in many areas here in Texas. I think I will wear out the saddle that I have been issued, because there are times that I eat and sleep on it and we march to our destination. I'm worried about Sergeant Nemnier. He was my first contact joining the military, and he was very professional with his instructions and helping us survive the training. But he received a letter from his pastor that his wife, along with his first son, died in childbirth. So very sad to hear. It has changed him. He now keeps to himself. He disappeared for a day and everyone thought he had deserved to go home. However, he turned up the next day with blood all over his uniform. No one asked, and he didn't say what it was from. Keep him in your prayers. I just got called for spud duty. My love to you and the kids, your husband, Corporal James Ekins. A letter from Sergeant Jerome West, 1st Company, 5th New York Volunteers. My dearest Marion, I know I haven't written before to you since I left New York, but we did our training, and most of it would have been boring for you, military training being as it was. I was promoted to corporal and then sergeant in charge of some of the boys. We left New York City and transferred by ship to the south. There were lots of rumors that we were going to invade Georgia and New Orleans. Turns out it was southern Texas. I apologize for the long delay, but as is, we finally had our first combat in a bitterly cold January day just off the coast. The day dawned very bright and the frost melted off the ground by 11 a.m. The rebel line advanced on us, and I encouraged the men to be stalwart in the face of the rebels. I assured them that the rebels were more scared of us than we were of them. Casualties seemed high for me, but in the end we prevailed and defeated the rebels and sent them fleeing the field. We counted over 700 rebel bodies on the field, and I gave succor to all that were wounded and prisoners. I miss you very much, and I'm looking over to coming home on furlough. When able, maybe we can set that date that we so long for. Your loving fiancé, Sergeant Jerome West. A letter from Lieutenant George B., Commanding Officer, Company A, 1st U.S. Regulars, dated March 4th of 1862. Dearest brother, I write to you with the utmost feeling of true horrific feelings. Me and my regiment saw action in San Antonio. It was horrific. I thought war was truly to be a man's opinion to prove his worth and glory, but that is not the true case. I witnessed pure actions of monstrosity able to be produced by simply hearing the rebel yells from Johnny Reb. We heard them yelp and scream like rabid dogs that had been released from its owner's leash. We fought against those rabid dogs. We fought with bayonets, the butt of the rifle, rock, or anything else able to be used in that manner. We held for as long as we could, but the regiment folded upon itself. I saw my poor boys being shot, beaten, or in simplified words, chased till they were not living no more. I hold only words of just feeling to get revenge for my poor men, and truly fight back even if it means by death. Hope this letter gets to you. Send hugs and kisses to father and mother for me, please. A letter from 1st Sergeant Liam Patrick Blake, Company D, 69th New York Infantry, Irish Brigade, dated December 25th of 1861. My dearest wife, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you and the children. It is my hope that the packages I have sent have reached home with this letter. I have also received the St. Patrick's medallion that you sent last week, as it is hanging very near to my heart, along with a locket containing your photograph that you gave me as I left home. Hope that the family is keeping warm near the fireplace in the sitting room as you read this. We arrived at camp just outside of Cleveland, Ohio on the 15th of October and almost immediately entered winter quarters. The days since have been marked with near endless drills and cold autumn days, but the boys' spirits are run high in anticipation of the spring campaign season fast approaching. I do believe we will turn the men into fine soldiers yet. I love and miss you all very much, and the thought of being home with you soon keeps me warm these frigid winter nights. Tell the children Papa misses them so. Tell them to behave while I'm away. Most affectionately yours, Patrick. A letter from Captain Sellers, Bethlehem Steel. Mother, I'm sorry I haven't written home yet, but there's some good news to report. It may seem like we took every horse from the Lehigh Valley down to Texas, but at least we didn't lose many of them yet. It's a bit cold down here, but nothing like back home. We were pretty far from the action on that first day of the Battle of San Antonio, but it sounded like our artillery took a thrashing. Rebs moved up in the night and completely overwhelmed most of our big guns. I can't believe they didn't build any entrenchments overnight. It seems like their commander could have at least prepared those. Our division moved up as soon as we heard the Rebs come up. But since we were so far, we only got in for the final charge as they sounded the retreat. Came down on the 1st South Carolina under a man named Haygood. I don't know if it was because they had their army commander with them or just because we were still green, but they managed to throw us back just as we wounded their commander. Reynolds wasn't so happy with our performance, but he said afterwards it wasn't so bad for our first real action. I'll ride again when we next set up camp. All my love, Joseph. A letter from Sergeant Michael Wade, Buffalo Soldiers. Dearest Abigail, first and foremost, my apologies for my ignorance and any embarrassment I may have brought upon you. I inquired more from the scouts and searchers, learning that yes, you are indeed correct, as Red Cloud is a chief, but more so a diplomat of sorts for the Sioux people. A native by the name of Little Crow is the acting war chief. He has united several bands within the Sioux Nation to skirmish with our troops as we stretch across their lands along the Bozeman Trail. It seems our enemy will not have much for convincing to do as a commander by the name of Sibley has already stirred the bee's nest by breaking agreements and building forts along the trail, and attacks have been made by both sides. Second, I must again apologize for this letter will be brief. I have to my duty to conduct and must do my part shortly. I want to reassure you, my dear, I am in good health. It looks as though I shall remain in winter quarters without any provocation from our enemy. The winters are bad this far north, and any operation is near impossible to accomplish. The same is true for both the rebels and natives, but they shall resume once the spring has arrived and the campaign season begins anew. My love to you and the kids. I pray for a letter soon, as they are a certain comfort in these troubling times. Your loving husband, Sergeant Michael Wade. I gotta say, I am loving all these stories that you guys are building for your brigades in the Army. I really do hope you all keep on expanding on these stories and keep these letters and diary entries coming. I'm enjoying them immensely, and I hope you, the viewers, are enjoying them also as I read them out to you. I think they add a lot more flavor to the game for us. Alright, moving on from there. Don't have much to talk about on a recap. So we just did the March monthly, and then we fought a Battle of San Antonio, which still actually has to roll off. So we did have 2 victories here at Victoria, San Antonio. San Antonio I really messed up on. As in one letter stated. Can't even talk right now. I'm a little tired. One letter stated, yeah, I really messed up with the artillery on that one. Let 2 batteries get basically decimated. They have to send them home to refit. But we are coming up on the spring campaign season, so I'm hoping to get these 2 corps moving into Galveston and Austin by the turn of the month in April. It has remained quiet up here along the Virginia-Maryland line. Looks like the rebels moved into winter quarters, but that may not hold true. I have a feeling as soon as they are recovered, they're going to be pushing right back into Washington again. So currently 4th Corps is sitting up in Frederick, trying to refit, and 3rd Corps is taking over positions for them at Washington. And it looks like McLaw is just kind of sitting here north of Wheeling. I thought he was moving on Pittsburgh, but he appears not to be. But there are... What army are you part of? Okay. Army Command's here with an 80-man, so a battery, but the rest of his army's over here. That should be interesting. That'll be one of our first fights as the spring campaign season begins. That basically covers everything from the map. Like I said, there wasn't much to cover as a recap. So I'll be back with the next major incident. Alright, this did not take long at all. We haven't even moved the full day. It's still March 4th, and the Army of Virginia is now making another attempt at Washington, D.C. So our 3rd Corps under Patterson with 23,944 infantry, 2,300 cavalry, and 46 guns is defending against the entirety of the Army of Virginia, which has Ruggles Corps, Lee's Corps, Jackson's Corps, and B. Junior's Corps of the Army of Maryland. Oh, So we got 2 corps from the Army of Virginia, 2 corps from the Army of Maryland. Probably just again drug into the fight from over here. They're bringing 46,998 infantry, 4,734 cavalry, 38 guns. And they were all under command of Bragg. So obviously you know we're taking this fight. So I will see you on the other side of the load screen. Welcome, my grunts, to the 6th Battle of Washington, D.C. See, I'm already set up my defense position here. I'm using this same fence line again, as the rebels only have the one entry point that I've seen, and that is down over here. So they're more than likely going to be using the Blagden's Mill Road. So I do have all 3 of my infantry divisions set up here with a 10-pounder battery looking right down the road and the other 3 overwatching the fields. I do have the cavalry off down here by the ford just in case they decide to send anybody over this way. And the engineers are going to be back here doing engineer things, trying to get their level up. So we just got to wait for them to show up. They heavily outnumber us. It's over 2-to-1 odds against us. So we're going to see if we can make it work. So we'll come back in once we have contact with the rebels. Alright, it's now 0840 and we have sighting on 2 rebel cavalry brigades. One down here at the ford. They're not pushing forward any further. How many they got? We'll go start engaging them. And another cavalry brigade approaching down the main road here along the Blagden's Mill Road, like I said. So I'm hoping not sending forces to both roads. Hopefully it's only the cavalry brigade they send up this way. I still haven't seen any dust trails indicating otherwise, though it is worrisome. You know what, that's not a good place to be having this firefight at. I don't think we'll get the better of this one. Get mounted, boys. We're just going to take them out. Oh, don't tell me they're frozen. Oh, come on. And not even firing. Oh, this is perfect. Damn it. And it's their first battle, so this is not going to be good if they get decimated here. Alright, firing again. Let's see if we can move them now. Nope. Come on. Alright, start shooting, boys, please. Stuck in. There we go. Thought they were stuck in a load animation for a second there. Ugh, that's not going to be pretty down there. Where's this other cavalry brigade? They're kind of... Troops are kind of spread all over the place over there. Looks like everybody's coming up this road, it looks like. It was just a 1 brigade they sent up this way. You can hear them, though. I don't know if you can hear them on your TVs or phones, but I can hear them moving. Not doing much in way of damage. That is not good. Advance them. We get them off that house, we might get them unstuck. 1,800 men. That's a big brigade. Riding up on Churchill's iron. You know, the pixels are spread out all over the place, so that's just weird. Here, infantry over here, so it shouldn't be too long before they come up. Let's try this again. Even that animation is looking very weird. Something's wrong. Yep, damn it. I think I am going to lose this cavalry brigade to an 800-man brigade. There's an infantry brigade sided, so I think it's still going to be a few minutes before they start the attack, so I'll be back. Alright, it's now 1000 hours. It looks like the rebels are going to finally start pushing up on us, at least with skirmishers and cavalry. So I do have a line of skirmishers out, and I did have to shift one division down this way as I saw them starting to mass in the woods down on my left. But it looks like I moved them too soon because I got troops coming up this way now. Why would you guys turn? Stay on the fence line, damn it. How's our fight down here looking? They're low on ammunition already. Okay. Looks like the higher firepower is starting to tell. Well, they did bring up a horse battery. The way this unit's been stuck, I don't know if we'll be able to do anything with that. Maybe that means the entire army is low on ammo. That would be good for us. Reloading. Now we look at engineers. And level on up pretty good. So this actual skirmisher detachment belongs to one of the brigades that was moving down to my left flank, but they were stuck on the fence, so I just kind of left them up here. Oh, and if anybody's wondering what today's battle brew is, it's coffee with a bit of Irish in it. Corps is this anyway? Lee's Corps. They do have infantry coming in on that flank. Not good. May have to give up the Carberry position. We'll see. That's why I didn't see any dust trails on the road. They were cutting through the woods. I wasn't even looking at the woods. Some of these brigades are under strength. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be holding this position much longer. Troops are winded, but I think they can fire on us from over there. Yep. And I think I'm not even going to try and move that brigade again. I don't want them to stop firing. They're just stuck there now. Alright. Time to move the artillery. What does their morale look like? I didn't even check that. It's at 52. It's still pretty high up there. Detachments are in. Skirmishers, please. If I was this cavalry brigade, I probably would have cut and run already. These guys are brand new, but I think they might be doing some good damage for us over here. They are just sitting down here. And almost 800 casualties already, so... They're going to move those guns up a little closer. What the hell are you boys doing? And they're almost in range of the mainline brigades. These guys would just charge us, they'd win. If they want to sit there and take casualties, we'll take that. And they're going to stay just out of range of the main line. Nice. About done up there, okay. Finish up that last little section, please. I got more work for you boys. These boys are still hanging in here. I don't think they're really doing much in the way of damage, but they are just... The longer they delay this force, the happier I am. Boys finally finished. Good. Oh, crap. Did not want that. Was I selected on this brigade? Boys, halt. No, where the hell were they going? I did not order that movement. They're not close enough for you guys to be firing on them. Give me some more skirmishers. Casualties are starting to grow for us over here. Iron Brigade, I think we're going to have to start swinging back. Same with you, Negley. Yep. Oh, they finally charged into the cavalry. I wondered when that was going to happen. brigade's probably going to end up surrendering. I think they just did. I think things are going to be getting hot over here. I think I got to turn 3rd and 4th Corps into an army so I can have both corps supporting each other. This fight's going to get real messy. Figure out which corps commander is getting that command after this. I may have a straight shot at that battery. And there it goes. Very good. This is cavalry in the rear. Thing is, they're not pushing that. They're waiting for this other corps to come up. And it looks like it's going to take them a while. They're not moving very fast. I think they're all bottlenecked at that ford. Alright, there goes that cavalry brigade. While you boys are out here, keep going. Cavalry division. Somebody's getting defamed. So they didn't do anything wrong. They actually did a good job up here. It's just the fact that they were stuck and I couldn't charge out that initial cavalry brigade. Then again, if I had charged them out, I wouldn't have known about this other corps over here because I was going to charge out that brigade and then bring the cavalry back up this way. It's a good thing I did not happen. These boys do not want to fight us at all. 10s over here. Didn't do as much damage to their cavalry as I thought we did. I think all the damage was getting spread around. There goes those two brigades. They broke fast. Just seems like they don't want to push an attack in at all. What? I don't see anybody else out here. I think we're going to go say hello to these two brigades. Get rid of them. Try to clear out what's left in the field out here. They broke those skirmishers fast. I want to get these guys cleared out so I can shift my defense line to face to the west. Take on this corps. Guys facing this way now, please. Ah, come on. Iron Brigade, where the hell are you going? Alright, my game's glitching out a little bit here because I didn't give orders to that unit to advance. That's the second time I've seen that happen. I know I gave advance orders to you. Let's move up. Excuse me. Back in line with everybody a little better. One of the rebel brigades is withdrawn. Should probably pull Nagel out of there. Alright, let's see off this other brigade now. Looks like we're getting ready to break. Good job, gentlemen. We've cleared this core out. The only thing left are these 2 detachments here. Oh, and a brigade. Hello. Nickel broke. Mind who's up here? Looks like they're gonna try and march around us. Yep, somebody's wounded. Crook. That's a division commander, damn it. Alright, let's get rid of these skirmishers, advance on them. Okay, why would you turn like that? Stay on him. Gotta break this brigade. There's that battery. Very good. Boys, swing up this way. Boards are moving faster. Why'd you stop moving? Let's go. Oh, his retreating unit distracted them. Probably what it is. Now, I could have sworn we wiped out the Virginia Brigade already. There went the Iron Brigade. And their brigade broke at the same time, so that kind of works out. These guys charging the hand-to-hand. Come on, boys, break them. Oh, they surrendered to us. And our brigade broke. Screaming Eagles just broke, but they caused the brigade to surrender. That's awesome. Almost 2,000 men just surrendered to us. Probably start issuing the retreats soon, hopefully. This battle's taking a while. Look at Claiborne's brigade. Taking out somebody's command staff over here. Even with the brigades breaking, this battle's ours. I know I gave you advance orders. Let's go, boys. I think our cavalry brigade delaying these guys down at that ford want us to fight, because this corps did not want to attack, which allowed us to take it down piecemeal. And it took forever for these guys to get up here. I think I sent Negley's brigade home to refit. They're down to 1,000 men. Engineers, how are we looking? Yep, finished over here. And you got the perk level. Very good. Keep working on it. Battery's broken, very good. Come back this way. I don't want you tangling with this division up here. And I think they're starting to withdraw now. There they go. I'll just speed this along now, as we don't want to chase them down. All right. Not too bad at all. They didn't bring the numbers to the field that my initial reports had them at, but we only saw 2 with the corps. There should have been 4 corps on the field. They just hadn't arrived. So we lost 2,820 of our 23,935 infantry. We lost all of our cavalry. That entire brigade was gone. Lost 2 of our 45 guns to counter battery fire. Total of 5,240 of our 26,989 men. We took down 8,000 of their 41,000 infantry, 1,900 of their 4,800 cavalry, 25 of their 40 guns, total of 10,500 of their 47,000 men. So 2-to-1 on the casualties, I'll take that. The loss of the cavalry brigade hurts, but the death hussars are on their way, and I'll just raise another brigade to replace that one. It was just a generic cavalry brigade, so I'm not too worried about it. Let's take a look at the paperwork. We lost 1 officer wounded that I saw. as a division commander. Yep, we just lost the one division commander wounded, so somebody's getting a promotion. Alright, combat reports. 1st Indiana Cavalry did 475 to infantry, 467 to cavalry, a total of 942 before the brigade surrendered. Iowa Engineers did not fight. 10th Infantry Division, Wincoop's Brigade did 658 to infantry, 134 to cav, for a total of 792. Negley's Brigade did 335 to infantry, 154 to cav, for a total of 490. The Iron Brigade did 492 to infantry, 271 to cavalry, for a total of 764. Division total 2,046. 9th Infantry Division, Churchill's Iron did 431 to infantry, 317 to cavalry, 38 to artillery, for a total of 789. The Great Death did 593 to infantry, 202 to cavalry, 28 to artillery, for a total of 823. And the South Indiana Screaming Eagles did 750 to infantry, 126 to cavalry, 4 to artillery, for a total of 881. So Screaming Eagles look like they are getting the grumpy seal of approval for this battle. 11th Division, just all 3 generic brigades. The 2nd Brigade did 775 to infantry, 11 to artillery, for a total of 791. 1st Brigade, 390 to infantry, 31 to artillery, for a total of 429. And 3rd Brigade, 684 to infantry, 8 to cav, 56 to artillery, for a total of 749. Division total 1,969. 3rd Artillery Division, 3rd U.S. Battery did 44 to infantry, 9 to cav, 10 to artillery, for a total of 63. 5th U.S. Artillery did 77 infantry, 7 to cav, 7 to artillery, for a total of 99. 1st Indiana Battery did 104 to infantry, 26 to cav, 1 to artillery, for a total of 135. And the 2nd Colorado Battery did 51 to infantry, 7 to cavalry, 5 to artillery, total 64. Division total 361. Yep, so it looks like the South Indiana Screaming Eagles have gotten the seal of approval for this fight. All right, let's see if we got any of their commanders. All right, we wounded Lee. Don't know if that's him or one of his sons. Probably him. Wounded Trappier, wounded Steele. I don't think we got anybody else. Nope. That's it. Not a big hit to their officer corps, but still a hit. All right, we'll get closed out of here, and I'll see you all at the newspaper screen. Victory at 6th Washington, D.C. 6th Battle of Washington, D.C. is ended with the Army of Virginia retreating in panic. The enemies reportedly suffered total casualties of 10,293 men. There are 1,195 killed, 3,827 captured but paroled. Our casualties total 5,240 men, with 474 killed, 2,278 missing, and the rest are wounded. Captured 6,100 rifles, 11 guns from the field, and paroled 3,538 men. And Colonel Veach, commander of the Cavalry Brigade, did get defamed. Kind of saw that coming. Actually, let's see if that brigade still exists. Sometimes they'll still exist, sometimes they will not. Nope, it is totally dissolved, so I don't have to replace the commander. He wasn't captured either, so I won't have to worry about using him. Great Death should be here in 19 days. Hopefully they stay away for a few more days, so I can get them 3rd Corps reconstituted. I do have to replace Negley's brigade, I think, or Nagel. Yeah, he's down to 772 men, 340 wounded. I should replace this brigade. 59 for this brigade. They should be taken in drafts, so they should have more troops than they have. Because I got plenty of troops available now. Yeah, I got 480,000 drafts available and 192,000 volunteers available, so they should be filling their ranks up pretty quickly. Don't know why they are not. So we'll just let those units sit in place. And I'll figure out who the new division commander is and raise a new cavalry brigade. So we're going to keep this episode rolling along. I'll be back with the next incident. Alright, we've only managed to advance the game 2 days, and they are coming back for Washington, D.C. again. Oy. So I created a new 2nd Army under command of Winfield Scott, which has a 3rd and 4th Corps as parts of it so that they can support each other now. And Jackson, under command of the Army of Maryland, is bringing Wheeler's Corps and B. Junior's Corps, but they only got 14,977 infantry, 2,600 cavalry, and 25 guns, against our 43,400 infantry, 4,500 cavalry, and 70 guns. That's once both corps are on the field. It's now midnight, so it's going to be another full day before 4th Corps arrives, but 3rd Corps got 22,221 men in it, so we should be able to fairly quickly see off Jackson's forces, and their morale's probably not too high either. So I will see you all on the other side of the load screen. Welcome, my grunts, to the 7th Battle of Washington, D.C. Once we get on the defensive, we are defending the same 3 points again, and the rebels are at the entry point of Milkhouse Ford Road and Pierce's Mill Road once again. So they should be entering from this point here. So we're just going to go out and look for these guys. So I'm leaving the 9th Infantry Division with the Artillery Division and the Engineers to cover this ford here. I'm sending my other 2 Infantry Divisions down Blagden's Mill Road to see if we can't find Jackson down here. I just want to take them down as quickly as possible and not wait for them to show up. So their morale is better than ours. Not good. So I think our morale's a little low from the casualties we took in the last battle. They don't have both of their corps on the field, do they? They do. Okay. So I'm going to get my troops in motion, and I'll be back once we have contact with the rebels. Alright, one thing I did not realize is that this is a very early morning battle. It's actually midnight. A little surprised about. So their corps are in 2 separate locations. You do have 1 corps up here. That is Wheeler's Corps. And another corps down here. We don't have siding on yet, but there are dust trails coming up this road. So I'm setting up the other 2 divisions to meet them at this crossroad here in kind of an L-shaped ambush. So I'm going to see how the AI reacts to this. All my guns should be firing. Why are you boys? Oh, wow, your sighting sucks. Okay. You're my 20s. Let's bring you out over here. Another battery alongside. This 10-pounder. You know, it is 1 o'clock in the morning, so their sighting's just going to be horrible no matter what. It's coming up fairly quickly, but not that fast. Some of my brigades did start broken, which is kind of annoying, but the morale is coming up. Except for his. Why is that? Oh, they started broken. They're not going over 30%. Alright, give me some skirmishers. Gotta delay them while we build these works over here. The engineers are building them fast, so won't take too long to get them done. I need to hold these guys at the river until then. Going to be just out of range of my rifles, of course. And now we have sighting on rebels over here. Doubtful of them marching right up to us, but you never know. Let the division get in place and we'll start pushing into them. Ooh, these guys going to push right across, are they? Oh, okay, just start to shoot. All right. Perfect. They're getting smart and going for my brigade that doesn't have good morale. Oh yeah, his brigade's getting ripped apart. Got 4 brigades firing into it. They put that in a bad spot. Oh, and they shoved right across. Look at that. A lot of orders just went out. I froze there for a second. Why is your range so stunted? Shouldn't be. I think this is all the troops they have over here. They only have like 8,000 men per corps. Engineers now the way to great death. Boys, right up on that wall, please. These guys are still coming up, so we got some time left on this flank. And who's wounded? Delafield, you. Really? Where is he? My division commander got wounded. Goddamn cannon shot. Put out skirmishers, please. Should have had them out already. And engineers are now at level 3. Where's that signal corps flag? I haven't used it yet. Oh, there it is. You guys don't have any shots, really. Looks like these guys are prepping for an attack, but not ready to come in yet. Take out this battery, please. Avenge Delafield. Alright, Eagles, go finish these boys off. And they're pushing the batteries across the river now. Hey, not the best idea in the world, gentlemen. You guys doing like no damage to that battery. I don't even have to worry about over here anymore. They're just going to advance those guns in. Let them get shot up. Alright, 10th, advance on the flank. Yeah, they just took a ton of casualties down at that river. I don't know what Jackson was thinking down here. He just threw his men away. What are you boys going to do? Our 11th Division advance. Getting on those guns, please. Don't really need to cause the extra casualties, just gives the artillery something to do. Yes, I know Nagel's in contact. Don't need that message. Cavalry and artillery. Time to wrap this up. Not a very exciting battle. Jackson just screwed the pooch on this one. Shouldn't have even fought this battle, to be honest with you, not with the numbers he had. Like someone's reforming, coming over to commit Harry Carey. There you go, turn that flank to me. I think Jackson should have withdrawn his troops already. I don't know why he is still here. They're retreating through us now? Yep. Oof, we got 3,100 casualties already. It's not a major victory yet. That's 80% of the force. Got to get 24. Okay. That shouldn't take too long. looks like we're in Jackson's command staff, too. Maybe we could take him out. These guys aren't even fighting back. They're just laying there taking it. This is ridiculous. You need to withdraw, Jackson. Really don't want to decimate your armies. And there's a withdrawal. What's up? We're not going to be chasing them. All right. Yeah, this is a fight the AI should have never taken. That was just ridiculous. They should have never taken that fight. So we took down 2,500 of his 13,000 infantry, 850 of his 2,300 cavalry, got all 20 of his guns, total loss of 3,600 of his 16,000 men. We lost 289 of our infantry. That's getting close to 9-1 on the casualties. That was almost 9-1 on the casualties. That's ridiculous. They should have never taken this fight. Alright, we know we lost one officer wounded. That was Colonel Delafield, or Brigadier General Delafield. Take a look at the combat reports real fast. Cav didn't fight because there's no one here. Engineers did not fight. 10th Division, Wincoop's Brigade did 245 to infantry, 21 artillery for total 266. Negley did 122 to infantry. The Iron Brigade did 199 to infantry, 18 artillery for total 217. Division total 605. 9th Division, Churchill's Iron did 275 to infantry, 136 to cavalry, 7 artillery for total 418. The Great Death did 239 to infantry, captured 237, 220 to cavalry, 18 artillery for total 719. Screaming Eagles did 348 to infantry, captured 49, 233 to cavalry, 21 artillery, total 664, division total of 1,800. Like the Great Death gets my seal of approval for this battle. 11th Division, 2nd Brigade did 383 to infantry, 74 to cav, 56 to arty, total 520. 1st Brigade did 228 to infantry, 4 to cav, 22 to artillery, total 264. 3rd Brigade did 196 to infantry, 63 to cav, 19 artillery, total 279, division total 1,063. The Artillery Division, 3rd Battery did 23 to infantry, 48 to cav, 6 to artillery, total 77. 5th Battery did 18 infantry, 26 to cav, 7 artillery, total 54. 1st Indiana Battery did 54 to infantry, 42 to cav, 20 artillery, total 116. And 2nd Colorado Battery did 40 to infantry, 45 to cav, 29 artillery, total 116. Division total 363. Alright, let's see if we got any of their officers. Jackson survived. I thought we got him. Talaferro's wounded. Anderson's wounded. Colonel Battle's wounded. And Brigadier General Taylor is wounded. So wounded a bunch of their officers. They didn't kill any of them, though. That's alright. We'll get closed out of here, and I'll see you all at the newspaper screen. Victory at 7th Battle of Washington. The Army of Maryland retreating in panic. The enemies reportedly suffered total casualties of 3,554 men. There are 460 killed and 1,844 captured. Our casualties totaled 289 men with 43 killed, 58 missing, and the rest wounded. We captured 2,100 rifles, 11 guns from the field, and paroled 1,966 Confederates. Not much to say about that battle. I mean, that was disgusting on the AI's part. It really was. That was a fight that should have never taken place. Let's get this one rolled off. But both of these armors have been beat back recently, so hopefully they stay quiet for at least the rest of the month, I hope. But I'm doubtful of that, to be honest. Ah, crap, I forgot to pause. They probably replaced Delafield already. Yes, they did. Promoted Manson to the job, so where'd he come from? 2nd Brigade, what's his stats look like? Not who I'd choose, but none of I don't have any brigade commanders. I went through everybody for the last set of promotions. There was nobody that actually stood out. So that's a fine. That's good enough for a replacement for me. Alright, I do believe we will end this episode here. It's been going on quite a while now. So, once again, if you're a new viewer, return viewer, you're not yet subscribed, please think about that subscribe button. If you do, remember that bell icon so the next video comes out. If you'd like a brigade in one of my armies, please let me know in the comments below. Type of unit, status from, weapons, uniforms, officers. I'll oblige on all counts if possible. I just ask that you be subscribed to the channel if you're going to request a unit. Don't need to be a member, just be subscribed. Doesn't cost a dime. And I will see you all at the next episode. Stay grumpy.